Joining us now, Congressman Greg Murphy. He is a Republican from North Carolina, represents the eastern part of the state, Outer Banks area, I believe, is where you are, and the congressman with us tonight here on the Hill. How you doing?
I'm well. I hope you are.
I'm doing all right. Thanks for being with us. So I sort of laid some of it out there. Canada is the biggest buyer of North Carolina goods. As you've sort of sat back and seen what's happened here over the last month or so, what's the net as you see it?
Yeah, so I think your slide that you had earlier showing how much we are dependent, or rather how much Canada is dependent upon us buying their goods. And this is what's happening over and over and over again across the world. This is why we are really careening towards a true horrible ending for a trade deficit that we have. And so this is why, you know, the president has put in tariffs to try to motivate these countries to knock down some of their walls so we can actually have free trade. It is or fair trade. It is challenging right now. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say that it's easy. I'm not going to say it was the easiest path to go on. But I'm hopeful and I'm very optimistic that it will be sooner than later that a lot of these tariffs are going down. We're going to actually get back to good trade.
So what's the challenge and what's the hope?
Well, the challenge is, hey, you know, countries are saying, hey, look, this is not fair. We are bullying us. But the reality is these countries have had tariffs against U.S. goods for a very, very long time. India, Vietnam, a lot of the other countries, Israel, have now come to us and say, you know what, you're right. You're right. The tariffs that we had against American goods were too high. We want to come back and negotiate. You know, President Trump is the negotiator. He starts from A, goes to Z, wants to come back to M. And this is what is happening now.
So I think you had a teletown hall last night, right?
A couple nights ago.
A couple nights ago, okay.
Yeah.
So you know sort of the messaging and the questions and the concerns from a lot of folks.
Yeah.
There was not the best of moments for the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, up on the Hill today. He was asked, who pays for the tariffs? This was his response. I want to get your reaction on the other side.
The question is very simply, who pays tariffs, Mr. Chairman? I'd like him to answer that question.
Well,
he wants to answer other questions.
Well, Congressman, if the exporters, they dislike tariffs so much, why wouldn't they? If I think what you're trying to get me to say.
Did you remember the question? I'm not sure you did. Who pays tariffs?
It's a very complicated question.
It's kind of not, though.
Well,
right?
yes
but I guess that gets to the point of the challenge that your side has explaining what this is and why the country needs to go through it if the Treasury Secretary just can't flat out answer.
Well, what I would say is both sides pay it. If the exporter really wants their goods to come across and they know the person on the other side is not going to pay a higher price for it, they're going to eat some of that cost. If, on the other hand, they feel like they're in a good position and they can push American goods and push goods on America and America really wants them, then the American pays the cost. So it really depends upon the particular product, depends upon the particular industry as to where it comes from. Again, the whole goal is that we would get rid of tariffs.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.